What's going on, everybody?
Hey,
It is Shawn and Lacey live, but with this episode, this week's edition is it's Patty Ice and Jamie Lou, J Lou.
Jimmy Lou, I don't know if I've heard that one before.
I know.
I
I just
feel
came up
like
with
that's your wife's nickname, not your name.
it. What's going on, Pat? How you doing?
If I was any better, I'd be you.
Well, then you must be pretty good then. What's up, everybody? We see you in the comments. Let us know that you're here. What's up, Katrine? What's up, Rhonda? What's up, Dr. Jake? Jackie? What's going on, everybody? All right, so we are hosting this week's Sean and Lacey live because they are in Edinburgh, Scotland for the Edinburgh Lectures, having a great time, getting away, traveling, seeing the beautiful country that it is over there. So we are taking over 2 weeks, actually, back to back weeks. The team is taking over. So you're getting a little bit of a different feel, different vibe, a little mix up with Sean and Lacey live, but we're happy to be here and happy to see you guys. We already got a comment, Pat. Where's the chickens and the
I know
goats?
everybody wants to see. I'm working on. I'm flying solo. I had a little help from my wife, the assistant, last time I was on. So I said the people want to see more animals. So I'm working on it. We'll see what we can make happen here tonight.
Man, that would be nice if we can get a surprise appearance, a cameo from some of the farm animals at the Patty Ranch. That would
I'll
be
see what
awesome.
I can do.
Paul Natoli's in the house. Paul Natoli with the wrench. Paul, I found out the reason why you have the wrench. It's because you have been selected as a moderator for Sean and Lacey's YouTube channel. How that
Oh,
has happened, I am not 100% sure, but I did find that out. So lucky you, my friend. I guess you'll just keep the wrench tag on your profile for as long as the channel is alive. So good luck to you. I guess you'll just have to make sure you do a good job of moderating.
I just figured it's because he won and Aaron won, and they're just making all the money. So
That's
it makes them.
true. That
But
hey, that's true too.
I don't know.
All right, well, we got some announcements to go through for tonight. First of all, let's bump over to this other view. Tonight's sponsor is Cram Nutrition, that good
Great.
old PB and J sandwich. That thing is pretty good. All right, we also have our next event, which is coming up in July 19th and 20th, Abundance and Overflow. BDC is going to be taking over Nashville, Tennessee. We're super excited about that. Pat, what are you looking forward to most about Abundance and Overflow?
I mean, obviously, Nashville's an amazing city. It's got to be probably one of the biggest growing up cities in the last 10 years. I mean, the glow up is just insane.
Yeah,
Um, but I mean, how do you ever miss out on any BDC event?
right.
Every time Sean and Lacey are going to blow your mind just in the first 10 minutes. And then most of the people are like, I don't even need anything else. They just stick around to see everyone.
Absolutely. Make sure you go to abundance.blackdiamondclub.com. Get registered July 19th and 20th. And the day before, we've got the Shank Dilly Cup at Hermitage Golf Course. Pat's going to be running the P's and Q's on that event. We got some special guests coming through as well. So
Mhm.
it's always fun. I'm not a huge golfer, but it looks like a lot of fun. And I know the guys and gals who go out there really enjoy that Shank Dilly Cup.
It's always a good time.
And next announcement is the Get Booked Solid free group. And so we actually had a free group that was established a few months ago, but we're making a few changes. We are rebranding it Get Booked Solid. This is helping you. It's a free group on Facebook, a free group for service based entrepreneurs helping you to get booked solid. So make sure you join in that group if you are not a part of it. Shawn Lacey, the team, the BYS certified coaches are dropping tons of great value inside of that group to help you with your business, and it's all for free. Aside from that, we also have the Get Booked Solid Instagram live show hosted by David Meltzer, Sean Dill, and Lacey Book by the same name, Get Booked Solid. We're just getting booked solid all over the place here. So make sure you tune in every Tuesday on Instagram Live. But wait, there's more. There's another event called Get Booked Solid. I promise. If you go to these events, if you attend these events, you will get booked solid. At the very least, you'll have that phrase stuck in your head. But this is happening in Alberta, Canada, by the amazing Dr. Enrico Dolcicor. I've never been to Canada, but I've seen that that place and the resort that this event's taking place is going to be absolutely amazing. So if you're in Canada, make sure you check this out, and that's going to be an amazing event. All right, Pat, I'm gonna let you do this last one because this is someone. This is the Crew 52 announcement, and this person is one of the most amazing people we have in the Black Diamond Club community, and it is none only than Brooke Lyons is the member of the week for Crew 52.
Brooke Lyons, incredible. She has to also take care of her husband, who he's amazing. Got to spend an awesome few days with him in Oklahoma, but that's a job in itself right there. But she's been crushing it. She was coaching with Lacey for a long time. Um, I mean, incredible individual. She's always at all of our events. I feel sad I haven't seen her in about 5 months. I guess that's when marketing was. But oh man, get out there, prep her stuff, get it out there. She probably doesn't need it because she's already crushing it, but let's push her out there anyways.
Yep, scan that QR code, show some love, show some support for Brooke Lyons. All right, we got some people tuning in. What's up, Chris Helms? What's up, Lee Pichet? What's up, James Taylor, Brooklyn, Natalie? What's going on, everybody?
It sounds like a lot of people. Sean always says there's only like 8 people on here, but
They, they show
you
up
know,
for
I,
you in the farm.
I see at least they're only here for the animals. Is that what it is?
I said for you and the farm animals.
Let's be real. We know it's just the animals, but I'm okay with that.
All right, so tonight we want to talk a little bit about learning and growing from entrepreneurs. One of the things that I'm super grateful for through my experience working with Shawn and Lacey and being a part of this community is gaining access and being surrounded by some amazing people, and we've gotten a chance to rub shoulders with some of the biggest names in the entrepreneurial space, and we just kind of want to talk about some of our experience learning and interacting with some of them, and then also interact with you guys as to who you'd like maybe to see at one of our events, and you can also ask us questions about people we have interfaced with. So this first one is for you, Pat, and this is super relevant because earlier today you had the opportunity to hop on a call and speak with one of the biggest influential entrepreneurs out there, a guru many people would consider. Who did you have the opportunity to speak with today, Pat?
Do you want to give the people a chance to guess to see if anybody can
Ooh,
guess who it
yeah,
is?
let's do that.
Give them 30 seconds to guess and see if anyone can get it or not.
Big name, influential, social media guru, very raw, authentic.
Bang, already. Look at that. First guess.
Gary Vaynerchuk, you had a chance to talk with Gary V today?
It was pretty neat. Luckily, all the basically anyone within the Everbowl community, franchisees and their franchisors, um, were able to meet with him today for about an hour, ask some questions relating to the store, anything else. Obviously, everybody else asked questions about the store. I was the one that wanted to ask a different question, which he loved still, regardless. But no, it was really cool to be a part of that. I actually have the recording. I don't know if they'll let us share it or not. but it's so cool to see. I mean, he's no different than what you see. He really is like so raw, straight to the point about things, whether you like it or not. He's in there cussing, dropping f bombs every 3 seconds, like. But that's how he is, right? So it was really cool to see some of the other ones because we're lucky, and I was, I think a lot of the people were starstruck. Not that I wasn't like, oh, well, this is really cool, but like we're lucky enough to work with that level of person a lot. Um, so some of the people just were like, I just want to say hi and thank you for your, instead of asking like an actual question, because he wants to answer those questions, right? He likes helping people. He likes telling people what it is they need to do and share his experience. So, yeah, it was a pretty neat hour that he took the time out of his day to share with us and give us some feedback on some things.
That's awesome. That sounds really cool. I was actually I saw that on the calendar, and I was like, man, actually had for everybody who doesn't know, you wouldn't know this, but I'd asked Pat. I was like, is this just for Everbowl people, or does like anybody come on? He was like, nah, it's just for Everbowl people. And so I was actually a little, I was a little jealous. I was like, man, I would love to get on with Gary V. But Pat, so tell everybody, what did you ask Gary V, and what was his answer?
So I wanted to see his take on trying to get more people to get out there and post their content. I feel like that's a big thing we keep preaching to people. Get out there and don't be afraid to put your name out there and what it is that you do and share it with your community. A lot of people are, oh, it's going to be bad. It's not going to be good. And Sean always, I mean, I haven't seen, obviously you've seen a lot of what Sean used to do back in the day, but he used to set up his little mic on his table and do it. And it wasn't good. Right. But
Yeah.
look where they're at now. Now it's insane. So, a lot of it was that concern, but I asked him, what is it that you need to do to convince your people to want to get out there and do it more? And his forward answer was, don't, what did he say? Don't commence, have conviction. So he's like, if you have enough conviction, they're going to want to go out there and do it. He's like, but if you keep telling these people over and over and over again to get out there and do content, they want to do it, then they're not going to do it. That's your bottom 20%. They aren't listening. They aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing. And you're going to waste all your time trying to help them, and they're just not going to listen. So you got to be more convictive in the way that you tell people to be able to do stuff and show them. So obviously, I think Shawn and Lacey, obviously, they live with what they preach. They do the same thing that they're trying to teach everybody. Um, but yeah, he was very, I mean, he's like, just do it. People are so afraid and think so much about what people are going to say, and they're going to get judged and not going to like it. Nobody's going to share it. Nobody's going to care. They're going to think I'm stupid. He's like, you're stupid for not just doing it. Just do
Wow.
it. He's like, look at all the wine videos. I started doing that. He was like, it was fucking terrible. That's what he was. I mean, that's exactly. So, but he's like, but I wasn't afraid. I believed in what I was doing, and I wanted to get it out there, and that's what I did, and I kept doing it. So it was cool to hear that. Obviously, it was a ton of great other questions from other people trying to figure out what they can do in their store to try and improve things and whatnot. But it was just cool to see him in the raw, just the way that he is. Um, and for him to take the time to talk to us for an hour earlier today was pretty incredible.
Wow, that's awesome. That's super awesome. And yeah, I guess that's some great encouragement for everybody on this to just get out there and create content. In the beginning, it's probably going to be a little messy, um, but over time, you'll get better. And just living with that conviction, like this is what I'm going to do, whatever it is, whether it's creating content or something else that you know that can really help your business. And so, yeah, I'm sure you really appreciated just how raw and authentic he was, and that was kind of my experience with him too. It wasn't as intimate as the call that you had with him today, but when they had VCon here in Indianapolis just last year, he was someone who made himself available to the public at different times to answer questions, and was very open with giving answers. And so I had the chance to be around some of that and watch him kind of operate and see in real time a lot of what you see on social media. If you've seen clips of his, how he's talking to different people. And that's exactly how it is, even in real time and in person. So shout out to Gary V, inspiring us to create some content.
Hmm. And his last thing was be uncomfortable. You should be uncomfortable in doing it. If you're not uncomfortable doing some things, you're not doing enough things. So that was the other little tidbit he added on the end of that.
I like that. I got to get more uncomfortable myself.
Mhm.
Cool. All right. I forgot to mention earlier, but you guys probably already know this. We're giving away $400 tonight. for the raffle, if your name is in the digital canasta, which we already have queued up right here, if your name is in the digital canasta, you have a shot tonight at $400. And normally you'd have like a double shot, but we got no pay Patty on the stream tonight, so I feel like that might cut the odds for everybody.
I mean, I paid out last time, but it could have been the animals. I don't really know what it is. So we'll
I
see.
guess we'll find out. All right, let's go to the next one. Patrick Bet David. Patrick Bet David is someone we both have had the opportunity to interface with. Very popular, and he over the years has continued to grow his personal brand, and his businesses all together. And so, Pat, he spoke at summer camp a couple years ago in 2021, I believe, right?
Yep.
And you had a chance to kind of have a Pat, you kind of are the person who's able to like our team talks with their team, and he had this one right hand guy, and you had a chance to kind of interact with him and then some of the other folks on his team. What would you say your experience was like interfacing with them, and what could you speak on that would be helpful for everybody on the call?
Yeah, that was unique for me. I mean, obviously, I had been with the team for probably, I don't know, 8 or 9 months at that point, when
Mhm.
summer camp happened. And I will say that him and the team, the way they operate is elite. And I feel pretty strong about our team and nothing against what we do, but they are top notch. Um, and it's cool because I learned a lot from that experience with them because at the time, not that I took offense, but I kind of was offended the way they handled their business. I felt it was a little bit off-putting and just like we're better than you kind of thing. But that's just the way they handle their business. So Mario was his right hand man. So again, it was difficult to get to him. He's very much gatekeeping hardcore when it was coming to do stuff, and it was hard to get answers. And I don't know if anybody knows this, but we spent Bailey actually was the one that went and picked them up, I think, and brought them to summer camp. And then I was like, just pull up front and we'll go. And Meltzer was hosting just a meetup out front. And he saw that and didn't want to walk through the crowd. So he made him go take him to Cake Bake. And then I panicked. He was about to be late for speaking. So obviously I was full blown panic. I'm like, get him back here, get him back here. He's like, no, he said they're going through their thing and they'll be over when they get over. So I'm like, okay. But again, there's certain levels of people that's the way they do it. But man, when he got there, he delivered. Um, and again, another thing they said was they only speak a couple times, going across the country, and they don't know who they're meeting. They never met us before.
Mhm.
They didn't know what kind of operation we're running, and I'm sure there's plenty of them that run into situations where it's not good. Nobody has their stuff together. It's a disaster, and it's just not good. So it was cool to see the way they showed up and were a little bit, gun shy about the situation. And by the time they left that afternoon, I think Shawn will probably tell you PBD gave probably the best compliment Shawn's ever heard from anyone regarding us and how we handle our business. I've never seen Shawn so intently look at somebody, and I could tell how thankful he was to hear that from them. Um, so that was really cool to, and even for me, I don't ever want to judge up front, but I was like, man, they may not like us kind of thing. But man, I learned so much from that experience and how to handle ourselves and how it is at the top for a lot
Mhm.
of these entrepreneurs and people that have really, really become successful. And I think we all kind of learned a lot from them when it comes to that. But no, that was a really, really cool experience. And I know we still kind of keep in communication with him. I know Shawn's been to his house since then and done a few things with him. So hopefully we can keep that relationship going as he continues to grow and we do the same.
Absolutely. Yeah, that testimonial that he gave for Shawn and Lacey was really powerful. At that point, like that was a super proud moment for me too. Like not necessarily for like necessarily me or any contribution I had, but for someone like Patrick Bet David, who I had been following for years, like since I was a teenager, actually. For him to say some of those things about Shawn and Lacey was like, wow, okay. This is the real deal. This is legit. So he made a really big impact on us at that event. His team, as you said, top notch. They run a tight ship, and you kind of get that impression when you watch his content and you watch different things that he does. And so that's one thing that I really admire about Patrick Bet David. And I wouldn't be surprised one of these years he runs for some type of office. He just has that vibe. I feel like someone's going to force him into it, or it's just like, he's just going to be like, I can't go to the grave without giving this a shot. So, all
No, I'm
right.
with. I agree.
All right. Someone's asking to bring out some animals, man. What we got? We have any animals
Yeah, no, no pun intended, but I got something cooking. You just wait. Just
okay. All right. Stay tuned. Stay tuned to see what Patty's cooking up over here. But we're giving away $400 tonight. Appreciate you guys hopping on with us as Shawn and Lacey are over in Scotland for the Edinburgh lectures. 2 weeks back to back with the team taking over. We are definitely enjoying all of this. All right. Last one I have on the list, man, is our good friend, our boy, Michael Chandler. Iron Mike Chandler. What you got to say about Mike?
muscle milk Mike, man. That's a good human being right there. Probably one of the best human beings I've met. And Sean would probably echo that as well. Um, that's another one where we last minute were able to get him to come to, what was that, Money Matters in Phoenix. Was at the
Yep.
beginning of 22, maybe. Um, Maybe that was 21 as well. Um, but yeah, I remember, we were like, oh, that's really cool, Michael Chandler. But we're like, UFC fighter. Is this, does this make sense? What kind of, we hadn't really had any discussions with him much at all before that time. I had messaged him a couple weeks before the event, just making sure we were good on everything. But I mean, look at all the things we've done with him since then. Um, and we met him probably at the best possible time we could.
Really
People knew
did.
who he was, but he wasn't quite as big. And now he's, 4 weeks away from fighting McGregor. So, you know,
Wild.
it's but that is just a good human being who works harder than everybody else around him. And as much as he loves fighting, he's more excited about his business career after fighting,
Mm,
which is really cool to see. Um, because you don't, most athletes, they're not that concerned about it. Oh, they should be, obviously, which is probably why a lot of them end up being broke because they're not concerned about anything else after playing or doing whatever sport it is. But man, it's really cool, and that's one of those things too, where at the first time, I'm sitting here thinking like, man, I'm texting Michael Chandler, to like now he still texts me every couple of weeks just to even check on me, like, hey man, how you doing? How's the farm? How's this? But like, that's crazy. That shouldn't be like a normal thing either, but it is. So he's just that kind of guy. Um, Again, his family is incredible. Um, he's not afraid to speak to anyone. Anybody that walks up to him and talks to him, he will talk to him, and not just like most high profile people talk, and they're just like, they'll answer some stuff and go away. Like he literally wants to know some stuff about you and see what he can do to help you. And it's cool to be able to meet somebody and have somebody like that on our team. So
right. I really do feel like he's part of our team and like our family. Um, in a lot of ways, someone like David Meltzer and his team, we've done countless amount of things with him and his team, and they're kind of are like an extension of ours. I would consider Michael Chandler like that too. And so I think pretty much everybody on our team has his cell phone number, which is kind of crazy to think about. Um, and I know there's some people here on the stream tonight who were actually at the Resiliency Mastermind. And one of the things that have really stuck with me that I learned from Michael, he said at the mastermind, he said, a lot of people just don't do the right things the right way for long enough. And that sometimes ends up being the difference between, you quote unquote failing or not reaching your goal and actually succeeding. And at that particular time, this was back in January, middle of January, and just a few weeks prior was kind of the initial announcement, somewhat unofficial announcement of his fight coming up. And a lot of the moments there at the mastermind were talking about that, and we kind of got an insight to his preparation, his mental preparation of going into this fight. And just listening to him talk about it, I was like, this dude is gonna win. Like this dude is definitely gonna win this fight. Just the way that he's preparing himself to prepare. And that was one of the things he talked about too. He was like, a lot of guys go into camp and they're not prepared to prepare for the fight. And so he was already preparing to go into training camp. And he said he trusts himself over Conor McGregor because he knows that he'll put in the work, whereas Conor may not have that discipline. And the way he said that, I was like, man, I'm convinced. I'm convicted now. I was already, a fan, and obviously, but I was like, I know he's gonna make it a heck of a fight. So, one other thing I'll add to echo what you said, Michael Chandler is one of the most down to earth human beings that you'll ever meet, and I think for any one of us, we might look up to these different people and maybe think they're somehow really different. But people are just people at the end of the day, and you've got great people and you got not so great people, and so these bigger name entrepreneurs are no different. They still fall into that category, and I consider Michael Chandler a really good person who has a lot of influence, and I'm super grateful to call him, a friend, and I know that if I ever needed something, I could reach out to him. It better be a good ask, but it is nice to know that. It is nice to know that.
Uh-huh. What did LaShawn Merritt say? Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. I love that.
Ooh, that's fire right there. That deserves a bomb drop, LaShawn. What's going on, man? Speaking of
That's,
amazing people.
that's a gold medal statement right there.
Absolutely. All right, so before we get to dropping some names, we want to hear from you guys. Who's someone that maybe you would love to see at one of our BDC or Book Yourself Solid events? Let us know who you'd like to see. Someone maybe who you've been looking up to for several years, someone that piques your interest, that you feel inspired by. Give us some hints in the comments, because we are folks who, me and Pat, we gather feedback and we take some of the ideas back to Shawn and Lacey, and we try to make things happen for you guys. So let us know in the comments as we get ready to hopefully give away some money. Jay Abraham, that's a good one. That is definitely a good one. Um, I wish I had been around sooner to have been involved a little bit more with Jay Abraham. I know Shawn and Lacey have learned a lot from him. A lot from him. All right, so we got Jay Abraham, Bradley, Gina Carano, maybe.
Hmm.
Okay, Chamath. I want to say I know who that is, but I'll make sure to screenshot these comments and John D. Martini. Yep, these some good suggestions. What do we have here?
Don't drop them all.
Oh boy.
Baby ducks,
Good things come to those who wait. Oh my gosh. The baby.
3 weeks old.
3 weeks old. Oh my gosh.
Well, they're little.
Oh yeah. Do you have names for them?
Baby duck one, baby duck two, and baby duck three.
Oh my gosh.
You
Hold
gotta
on, I
wait.
gotta I gotta
You
put you
gotta
on
wait
full
for the
screen so
older
everybody can
age.
see.
Oh,
You
here,
said
let me turn my computer down a little bit.
there we go.
Nobody cares about me. They only care about the ducks.
That is too funny.
Yeah,
Little
you
baby
usually
duck.
wait a little bit to name them. Unfortunately, as cute as it is to see them, there's probably a 10 to 20% death rate with all the animals, which is sad. But
Oh
unfortunately, you
man.
get a little used to it. But that's all right. That's why you just keep breeding more and making more, and then you got plenty of them.
Right. They are totally checking out what's going on. They're like, we're ready for Shawn and Lacey live.
They are. This is
They're
their
hanging
first.
out.
They're doing pretty well.
That is funny. Well, why don't we draw some names while they're here?
There we go. All right,
All
deal.
right.
Whew, I've lost everything. See, I let them walk. Let them walk on the computer screen, and now we don't know where we're at. There we go. We're back. We'll see if it
All right.
brings good to anybody.
I think they will. So we got to take advantage of this. All right, everybody. We're drawing four names, up to four names for $400. You got 30 seconds to respond in the comment section if your name is drawn out of the digital canasta. Here we go. Big money, big money, big money. Lynn Lee Rose.
Lindsay Rose. That's a
Lynn Lee
pretty
Rose.
name.
That is.
JT will say it's a fake name, but it's a pretty fake name if it is a fake name.
That's true. Lynn Lee Rose. Lynn Lee Rose, where you at? Where are you at? JT. Rhonda confirms it's a real person, but we are confirming she did not respond in the comments. All right. Well, all right. We got three more names to draw. Here is name number two. Ooh, okay. Anthony Marshall Pereira. Pereira. That's it. Anthony Marshall. 20 seconds to respond in the chat. James Taylor, too many names. We got fake names and too many names.
Hard man to please. We're trying here, you know.
I know. Even Rhonda just joined the fake name train because of the lowercase p.
We can't help that Luke can't type names correctly.
We can't. We can't. They're even calling for a strict two name policy. So I guess if you got more than two names, you're disqualified. You can't be.
Deal. Okay.
All right. Well, here we go. Here's name number three. Here we go. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Oh, Dr. Celia Ringstad with a
Count as a free
lowercase c.
name? That count as a free name because of the doctor, or are we staying that's okay still?
Uh, I guess. I mean, I guess the doctor is the prefix. So it should, but it's got the lowercase c. So I don't know. Maybe that's a trigger for it being a fake name. Sorry.
Name.
Sorry, Dr. Celia. All right. Little ducklings, we need your help. This is the last name of the night. We need your luck. We need the duck luck. All right. Here we go. Ooh, Mike Vorozilachak. I don't know if I'm
That's
saying
a
that
fake
right.
name.
Vorozilachak.
Uh-oh. Looks like No Pay Patty's back.
Oh boy. Chris Helms. Chris Helms' name was in there. It was close.
Uh-huh.
Very close. Sherry also saw her name too. Well, folks. No Pay Patty is back, unfortunately. And we drew four names, but no one was here to claim. So next week will be up to $500.
Okay. Well, we
$500.
can't do, the wheel of fate didn't work out.
Not this time, but we did get an appearance from some farm animals from Pat, so that was definitely worth something.
Yes, we'll agree to that. I can even agree to that.
All right, everybody. Appreciate you guys spending your Wednesday evening with us. Shawn and Lacey will be back next week for a normal edition of Shawn and Lacey Live. But we enjoyed spending time with you. Until next time, we will see you later.